Let me know if you all can see me. It's not showing up yet on my phone, so. If you all can see me. There we go. I guess you can now. We are live. Hey guys. Welcome to Thursday Procrastination. Hopefully everybody's sitting, procrastinating, or about to procrastinate. It's been a very hot week here. Our humidity finally broke today. Yes, I am wearing a hoodie. That's because my lovely wife is home and the house is like 68. So, yep, I have my hoodie on because I'm freezing. I go outside to warm up and then I come back. But let's go through the chat here, and I want to try to keep up to date today. Is it going to work? Probably not. But it's worth a shot. So, Rebecca Davis, welcome. Hopefully you got to watch all of Sheepishly Me. And I haven't got to watch their latest one that they dropped today, so I'll get on that. Altruistic Farmstead, Jen and Wiley, hello. Lasagna looked really good yesterday for the all of 18 minutes. We could see it. That was just absolutely, how do I say this? Incredible but sad. That 18 minutes you sold out. Good on you folk for being able to. My lab sounds like a broken down chainsaw. Good on you guys for doing what you do. And yeah. And then who else we got? We've got Matt. Hello. Mama, she's in and out. Hopefully she's safe with all the storms around her today. And who else have we got here? John H. Hello. Judy May. Hello. Christian. Lori. Wow. You were like in on the first minute today. Good job. I'm just poking fun, Lori. You always, for about 3 weeks, it seemed like you just couldn't make a live. That's great. Great to see you. Oh, Mr. MT. Hello, Big Mike. How are you doing, bud? Either you're procrastinating or you're off today as well as yes or tomorrow. Brutal Bob. Bob, is that you? Or is this your wife? I'm praying to Lord I'm going to see that it's you. I've been saying so many prayers for you, my friend. And I have tried to call you twice and it just went to a busy signal. But be nice to chat here online if it is you. And hello, Linda. I'm seeing some new people in here today. Hello, folks. Who else have we got? Everybody chit-chatting, which I love. All right, I think I'm caught up. Oh, that won't last for long. We all know that. I'll try my best. I've got you in my Come On Homestead cup on my phone. And hello. My oldest just walked in, first day of school. As a teacher, they're introducing class to the new kids coming in. So she's working partial days this week. Oh, I like packages. Bring me my package. I got a package. Oh, I got bills too. Yeah. No, leave those for your mother. I just want the fun stuff. And oh my God, praise God. How are you feeling, Bob? Hopefully you are feeling absolutely amazing. Oh, I know where that's from. Awesome. Now, anybody? Oh, there's Joe. Hey, Joe. Oh, you're always working, bud. Doesn't matter. I could do a live at 12 o'clock at night. You're still going to be working. You're a machine. And my hat's off. I know what it takes, and a papa's got to do what a papa's got to do to look after his bear cubs and the family. I get it 100%. Heather Hopper, hello. Oh my goodness, I just went to use my finger on my laptop. It's not working. So we've got Joe, Heather, and there's Lainey. Hello, Lainey. Hopefully you're I saw your live, or not live. You were in your car today, but I see it was sunny, so hopefully everything's passed and it's starting to get back to normal. And Bob, I can't. I can't imagine. So you're feeling good. Well, it's good to be as expected. Yeah, obviously, until did they find out if it was a TIA, or have they ever found out what the cause was? Was it just meds, or your past cancer? Did that have anything to do with it? Like, my goodness, I've got 1,000,001 questions for you. I'm just so glad to see you. That just made my entire week. Actually, probably more than my week. And Craig's Cabin, hello, my friend from across the sea. Hopefully you're doing well over there. I guess there's some more restrictions on you folks. I caught John Heald's live this morning on Facebook, and he was saying that he can't fly to the U.S. anymore, that the U.S. has shut down the U.K. from any travel whatsoever. So I'm not sure if it was your end or if it's the U.S. end, but and again, if we can, in respect to the U.S. veterans that were involved in that bombing earlier, if we can say a prayer for them and their families. Hopefully the buggers didn't get too many good folk, but it's pretty hard to stay. It's my life, my rules. Nobody else can talk political, but damn, let's say a prayer for our boys. And like I said, your boys are my boys and my boys are your boys. And girls, lots of girls. Who else have we got? Fallen Arkansas veterans. Hello, Charles. Hopefully your garden's doing well. And I appreciate that, Judy May. Yeah, there's a lot of new folks in here today. And I'm just at awe that my cooking video that I released yesterday about making brown sugar has been put on the YouTube algorithm. They're pushing it. I actually got 10 subscribers since yesterday. So I know they're pushing it. So thank you, YouTube. That'll make up for the 3 weeks of beating me down. But we won't go there. And let's see here. Just got a couple things I just want to go over, and then I'll open it up. Obviously, Craig. Nobody knows what's going on. Craig, that's everybody. But we have our Prime Minister Twinkle Toes. He has called an election in the middle of what could be another pandemic. He thought that he was going to try to get a majority government here. Well, it backfired. He's going to be clawing to even try to get reelected as the opposing. Just from the numbers that I've seen, he was 12 or 15 points up, and now they're even. So, Gagne Farms, hello. I'm doing well. Longtime subscriber and friend, had some tough times. If you were around, I don't think you were around yet, but Brutal Bob, he's back and his fingers are itching to be typing, and really glad to see that he's. Oh, okay. Well, Bob, I pray that it's something that simple, that your electrolytes were out. Man, I hope it was is as simple as that for you, and appreciate that, Lainey. You don't mind throwing some. Who else have we got here? Who else have I have for mods on here? If you guys want to start putting, I'm sure Uncle Jesse will be around later. I think he was off yesterday, or maybe he had Procrastination Wednesday, because yeah, I don't think he was working very hard yesterday. I heard that through a friend. All right, Judy, may you share with me? What do you mean? Using numbers in my titles? Do explain. I'm always up to learn new information. Do you mean like what Terry and I'm just going to say it, Terry does? Because we all know that, she's the brains of the operation, right, Mike? Do you mean like what MT does is season 1, video 10? Is that what you mean by numbers, or just making brown sugar like I did 101? Like, I'm just. Yeah, that's great, Lainey. If you want to put up all the channels in here. If anybody's into growing seeds and don't already subscribe to Garden State Gardener, please do so. Joe is a phenomenal gentleman. Him and Reed, or if Reed's busy, one of Joe's boys steps in to help him out on Sunday evenings from 7 to 9. And he does seed giveaways. And I've got so many tomato seeds that I'm going to plant probably 1,000,001 different buckets next year, and I'm going to have 1,000,001 different varieties of tomatoes. Oh, I know. Joe, if I ever win again, do you have okra seeds? Everybody's talking about okra. I've never heard of okra except for I've seen it now. But up till 6 months ago, I didn't know what okra was. And I know you people from the South are going to go, He's stupid. I think it's something that couldn't be growing here in Canada due to the colder temperatures. But our temperature hasn't been much colder than what your guys have been most of the summer. So if you guys can grow it, might take me a couple extra weeks, but I'm sure I can grow it. And this darn chat just skipped on me here. Good answer, Mike. I will make sure to let Terry know that you're an excellent husband. First thing I learned in marriage, and that was, I'm going on 26 years. My first, even if I don't hear her, yes, dear. Because then she still, why has it? Oh, there's Terry. See? Now uh-oh. I better watch what I say now, Mike. Get us all in trouble here. Oh, hashtags. Okay. Yeah, but Judy May, be very careful. They're now watching hashtags. If you have too many hashtags, they will take your video down. That was in their last group of, there used to be some channels that had put 50 different hashtags. Now, if you do, I'm going to use the number 5. They didn't say, they said excessive. What's excessive to them? I don't know. But just be careful on how many hashtags you use. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, it's just so nice, Bob, to look over and see your name going through the chat, actually chatting. That made my week, month, year. Now, I've received 2 emails this week. Why are you hiding your PayPal? I'm not really hiding it, but I'm not really putting it out there. I feel if you put it out there, folks almost feel obligated. I don't want that. If they want to, they can find my PayPal. So, this one lady, she just watches lives. She doesn't speak a whole lot on them. She likes to sit and listen. So I told her I would add it to all my descriptions, but this is the last I'm going to say about it because I feel uncomfortable. I'm not asking, and if somebody feels obligated, I tried to say no, and somebody got mad at me. So, you know what? If you feel the need, I'm blessed to no end. And there's one that specifically came in and said, you spend this on yourself, you don't re-gift. That's what I like to do. I like to help others. I'm just not very good at accepting, but I love to give. But anyways, that's the last I'm saying on that. Olight has to be the most unprofessional company I've ever had dealings with. I was going to do a video on it. They're not worth my time. They came to me, asked me to review their products because they needed Canadian channels. I said, sure, we'll talk about it. We talked about a monetary amount that I would be paid and what my subscribers would get for a discount. And I opted to receive less to give more of a discount. 3 weeks after, I've contacted them back and I'm like, what's going on? Oh yeah, no, we've decided not, you have too much gardening on your channel. I'm like, we've just been locked in our houses for 18 months. Of course I'm going to have gardening. I said, I can't get out and go camping, or no, we want nothing to do with you. Okay, but you came to me. And yeah, so I was passed around the company, and the last person I talked to called me unprofessional, and I've got the emails. I may do a video, I may not. I may just let it go and just say, whatever. Hey, Chris, or is that Sarah hiding as Chris? As we know, Sarah likes to hide. And Lynette, hello, Lynette. Lori, hello, Lori. You're not late. You're at work. It's all good. All good. You know what, Wiley, and that's why I'm putting it up. I'm just not good at receiving. That's all. But and people have asked for merch. I actually just got in contact with a company who I'll see, but they are worldwide. So an order, somebody from the US orders, it'll be done in either their California. They've got about 3 plants in the US. They've got 3 plants in Canada. They have plants all over North America and Asia. Actually, it's the world. So if just throwing it out there, if Hoops wants to buy a shirt, he's going to pay the same shipping as what somebody in the US pays. Somebody in the US is going to pay the same as somebody in Canada. They ship from the closest facility to that person, so their shipping costs are much lower, and I'm able to deliver a quality product. Not that, everybody's shirts are amazing products that I've got so far. I haven't received a shirt that I've went, ew, I don't really like it. They're all very soft, and I think that's just today's that would be today's manufacturing of shirts. Before it used to be a cheap end, middle, high end. Now it just seems the price is low, medium, and high, but the quality is kind of right in the middle. So I'm actually in discussions with them right now, and it's looking like I could have merch by possibly the middle of September. And again, all my merch, all the proceeds are going to go to youth, except for the costs that it's costing me to have this company. A big percentage of all my profits from merch is going to either Special Olympics. Speaking of Special Olympics, thank you for last week, guys. The tickets, I believe they have 10 to sell, and they're selling them tomorrow. So we should be totally sold out on the Birdhouse. So I cannot say thank you enough to my friends and family on YouTube that help support the Special Olympics here. And oh, I know. One lady sent me a message this morning, and she said, can I send your dog treats? I'm going to decline. My lab has got not dietary restrictions. So if she was to get like a piece of bread, it's going to cost me $500 because she will be full of ear infections on both sides. And between the pills and the drops and whatever else, it's about $500 every time she gets a piece of bread. So we have to feed her grain-free stuff. So as much as, again, the whole receiving, that is just because I need to read the package, and I'd hate for somebody to spend some money thinking they're doing so good, and I have to give it away because Molly can't have them. She's grain-free. The dog's got more issues than me. Maybe that's why we get along so well. But anyways, and there's Lovda. How are you? See, I'm keeping fairly good on the chat here, guys. Until it jumps like it just did. Now, did we ever find out if this is Chris or is it Sarah? Oh, well. Oh, it's Chris. Hey, I never know, Chris. I got to be careful, right? Us boys stick together. And there we go. That's a little better. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I had that I wanted to share today. I will share the link if anybody would like to come on and chat about Procrastination Thursday, or if you have something that you might want to bring up. That's what it's all about, guys. We learn about each other. And yeah. Sorry, the old computer. I'm going to tell you right now, my PayPal, whatever comes in is going to a new laptop. That's my new thing. Because this whole thing is like an old gas engine. You got to start it and warm the sucker up for an hour before it even wants to move. I've seen old 57 Massey Ferguson tractors that start a lot easier than this computer. There we go. So if anybody wants to come have a chat, that's great. And if not, then I'll just keep rambling along. Lord knows. Sorry, guys. I just keep getting the comments on StreamYard just all go in front of your chat. So you can't even see the chat. And Carmela, how are you? My goodness. You guys on holidays again? All right, Bob. Yeah, I will I will try to give you a call after. It all depends. I haven't seen Kyle in a while. He's been out in the field, and he's due home here in, I don't know, about 3 hours. He had to go to the armories to drop off the guns and trucks and all that good stuff. So, hang on here.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Who we got? Hey, Lainey, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm in bed. I'm sorry about that, but I'm working on your stuff through the bed. I went out and overdid it. So here I
Well,
am.
yeah, don't we all?
Yep, I know, Scott. We just push ourselves. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Now you know who I am. I'm number one. Be yourself 320. Go ahead and log on to my channel. You'll see me. I'm right in the middle of doing all those giveaways, all that stuff I found. Everybody wants some. So I'm in the process of sending earrings that I found and tapes that I found. You saw the videos, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of finding.
Did he get
Send,
the chair?
you know what? No. By the time my son got to go for the chair, he said they slit the chair up. It was all
Oh,
split. Yeah, they ruined it. But the lazy boy that I have here that I use all the time to sit in, that's a brand new lazy boy office chair that I have. And it's a
yep.
really sweet office chair. You couldn't go wrong with it, and it's like mint condition. It was brand new in a box. They just threw it away. So yeah, it's a nice chair. So how's everything else going? Everyone, I hope everyone's doing all right. We're still the Connecticut River. I'm in Connecticut, so the Connecticut River is pretty
Yep.
flooded. You can't get past those roads that I went on to show you the water. It's all covered over. It's still flooded, and all we got was
Well, I
wind and a
was
little breeze where I was.
okay. Yeah, I saw like kids downtown, close, close to the river. Um, they just give me a sec here.
No, that's okay.
Ding.
Oh, somebody
Hey,
else.
Hey,
everybody.
you.
Oh, who is it?
How are
I can't.
you?
I'm good. How are you, Scott? Oh, look at I
All
sound
right.
part, don't I?
Hi.
Hello.
I was
How
gonna
are you?
I was
I
gonna
can't.
say, hopefully you're not sick.
I'm not sick. I need to grab a drink of water. I've just been sitting here procrastinating,
Yeah, like everybody.
and I'm actually going through my zinnia seeds right now. I've deadheaded some of my zinnias, so I'm separating the petals from the
Nice.
seeds. And I thought I would just pop
Uh,
in and say hello.
that's sweet of you.
Absolutely. So
Thing.
you're getting hit by a ton of storms, you were saying?
Oh my gosh, tons of storms. We've been
Oh,
on basement standby the last 3 days. And I actually
Oh,
recorded earlier, just a little tiny little funnel cloud started, but then the tail sucked right back up. Louie's here. Um, the tail sucked back up, and so we didn't get any tornadoes out of it, but
thank
lots
God.
of rain. And I've got the lights on right now, but if I were to turn the lights off in here, it would be really dark.
Thank you,
And
God. I
the
can.
security
okay.
lights on outside. The security light's been on since 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh
So
my God. And where is this you're
Oh,
located?
I'm in Iowa.
Oh my goodness. Seriously, in Iowa. Oh God.
Um,
yeah. And
so
like I was just saying to Lainey, I saw young lads. They had surfboards, like those little knee boards, and they
Yeah.
yeah,
were running down the street and they were surfing by the police cars that that were
we
trying to
don't,
stop everybody. And
not that
these
bad.
kids are flying through on their kneeboards.
Yeah, we are. The Connecticut River up here is pretty flooded. If you're on the river or you have a street that goes to the river and into another area, like say, I don't know, the Meadows or something, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get in at all. It's totally flooded over.
We don't have the flooding, but you're not getting from one side of the town to the other where my son lives because all the trees are down.
Oh, see, we didn't do that this year. Thank God. We didn't have any trees or anything in this area here fall from the storm that
He
came up.
called me. He called me in a panic. He said, "Grab the dogs, get in the basement." And I looked outside. The sun is shining. I don't know what you're talking about. 15 minutes later, it blew through, and I took some video, but I don't know if I'll post it. But our flag that's on an angle. Where's my? It's on an angle, and it
Mhm.
hangs and it flows in the breeze. It
Yeah.
was straight up. It was being
Oh,
sucked straight up into
no.
the sky. It wasn't blowing back and forth. It was just being sucked straight up.
I would
And
have
I
had
looked up and I had rotation right over the farm.
to.
So I said, "Oh crap, I better run back in the house."
Don't you guys have storm
Yeah,
shelter?
probably.
Yeah, the storm shelter is the basement. We just run in the
No, I
basement when
mean
we need to.
storm shelter outside of the house that's in the ground.
Not
I
here.
they do that or they put them in the garage. you know, where they're really bolted.
Most places,
Old
if you have a
homes-
basement, they don't put one outside too. We do have though. We have a grain bin company here called Sookups, and they do the big grain bins, and they are now selling those grain bins to the farmers. So if
Yep.
they are out in the middle of 100 acres tending to their fields and a storm blows in and they can't get to shelter, they can drive their combine or their tractor or whatever to these little shelters that will be buried down a little bit so they can get in there in case a tornado comes through. And
Wow.
they're also sending they send those over to Haiti, and they use them as homes in Haiti now. So it's a really good thing that company's doing.
Very nice.
Absolutely. That's
It's pretty
amazing.
neat.
But they're actually even putting, I believe, the Cassie and them. It's a closet that they have built into the
Yes.
into their house, that if because I'm told, and I'm sure Lori and all those can say, but Oklahoma, they don't have basements like we do here.
Right.
And that's what they've just made their, like Cassie was saying, it's one of their closets they can get in. It's totally enclosed. So if something, God willing, something does happen to the house, at least, obviously there must be some kind of report to the fire department. This is where it is in the house. And, they have to have that kind of information.
Well,
and then
no,
the great big one that they put in outside of the school, where Cassie teaches. That thing was massive.
it would have to be. But Scott, we could all get together and send you out to check it. And if you go up, we know to run.
Oh, if I go up, it's too late. Just turn around and kiss your butt goodbye, because you're coming right behind me.
Guy with a broken back kissing my you-know-what goodbye, right?
My best friend's daughter recently moved to Tennessee, and her first year there, they had tornadoes go through. The very next week, she had it all set up for somebody to come and put in one of those storm closets in her house. She said, "I'm not going to be sitting here with 3 babies hunkered down in a bathtub again." So she got that done. And we've gone to the basement a few times, but the more you get to learn how to read the weather and see what's going on, it's not as scary as it used to be.
Well, our tornadoes are, whenever I say we have a tornado, at most, the longest I've ever seen is it maybe touched down for 5 miles and took like maybe an eighth of a mile wide swath through a bush. That's about all I can remember. Us as me as a teenager standing on our porch watching tornadoes go down the river.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were sitting there watching, but they're several hundred feet high, and probably at the bottom where it's doing the sucking up is maybe 50-100 feet wide. But I would have loved to have a video. I would have loved to have a video.
Everybody's running to the basement, and I'm standing outside going, "Ooh, look at that!"
Yeah,
I'd be the one wearing pens.
Yeah, and I just want to answer Lori. Yeah, Lori, I saw that 2 weeks ago. YouTube can now tell if you've got if you're running somebody's live and it's in the background, they don't give watch hours anymore. Somehow they can figure out if people are watching on the foreground or in the background. And if people just say that they're going to put your video on and leave it in the background, might as well turn it off. You're not going to get any. They're wasting their data because, they won't give you the watch hours.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can do it. I don't know how they can do it. So that's.
And now they're adding ads to people who aren't monetized so they can get the money, and you're not getting anything.
That exactly did happen to me. I was just saying there was an ad on mine, and I don't even have 100 subscribers yet. I'm working like a dog to get 100 subscribers, and I don't even have 100 subscribers. And I'm like, why am I seeing ads?
And they're making money off of you.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Eventually we will be making money off of them.
I won't live long enough.
If I keep running out to look at tornadoes, I won't either.
You know,
I was going to say, if you keep playing,
in front of me, I put goals in front of me so I can keep going.
That's right.
You know, that's the only thing I can do.
You keep chasing tornadoes like that, you're just, one of these days you're going to look up and go, oh, crap. Wrong one.
I did that yesterday. I literally said, oh, shit, and I ran back in the house. You see the clouds just swirling right over the farmhouse. It's like, oh, hello. And then what did I do? I ran inside and I stood in the doorway. I never did go to the basement. I just stood in the doorway and recorded.
It's the same. It's the same as us back in our younger, sillier years, with maybe a beverage, cold beverage, at 2:00 in the morning, sitting on lawn chairs watching tornadoes go up a river. Probably wasn't the brightest thing I've ever done. But
you know
I've got something that
when you're a kid, you know.
Absolutely, we were 18 building a cottage in the middle of nowhere.
You were invincible.
So, absolutely.
I remember sitting by a window watching we were in a hurricane here in Connecticut, and I was standing by the window, and I had gin and tonic in my hand. This is back in like the 70s. It had to have been early 70s, and I had a gin and tonic in my hand, and up came the shed and went 2 houses away, and I was like, how much have I drinking? And I was just watching stuff fly by, weeping willow tree, you know. I was like, there goes the shed.
That reminds me of our desert trip. Scott, next week, remind me to tell you guys the story of my desert trip during my live.
Your what?
Okay.
My desert trip.
I got it.
Tell everybody when
I forget.
Tell everybody when your lives are.
Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Central.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you the story about our desert trip, which is very, very close to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We called it a redneck Christmas when we woke up the next morning because we had everybody else's stuff from miles away in our campsite.
Oh my God. Oh, that's got to be something worth listening to.
Oh, that was a trip not to be repeated, I assure you.
That sounds like something I would do.
You have not heard a storyteller like this lady right there. She will keep you staring at your phone or computer for hours. Normally, I'm like Lainey is right now, laying in bed with my phone talking to people.
Well,
because if I'm having a bad day, I have to lay with my pillow just right in the hollow of my neck to support the rods and everything. So, and
got the bad now.
Growing with the Hudson. Hello there. How are you?
Growing with the Hudsons. I can't see any of the chat, Scott. So
no, you can't. You'd have to run 2 devices. That's the only bad thing with StreamYard.
You know what? I'm not to go.
I can see the chat on StreamYard. Up in the right-hand corner, it says private chat or comments.
Yeah, see if you could flip that. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Whoops. Wrong button.
Sorry. She's going to be going, damn you, country mama. You just wanted to spell it yourself.
Wrong button.
I don't even have hair, makeup, or dress today, but I'm
God. We switched places, you guys. You had me go looping around. God, what's wrong with you?
Lainey's walking around Connecticut going, I was just supposed to press a button.
What happened? Where am I?
Oh,
I was not feeling well yesterday.
And it would take somebody like me, Scott, with a liquid oxygen tank that I carry around and say, come on, sweetie, it's time for you to go to the home.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, if you're carrying around your 100-pound oxygen tank, we're going to call you he-girl.
Well, no, I have the other ones that are, well, I wouldn't be carrying around a 100-pounder, but I do have the big one that I do carry with me all the time.
Yeah.
I got I think I have 10 of them. So I have them all the time when I have to go up.
Now, can you fill them yourself?
No.
Do you fill them yourself?
The oxygen guy was just here. But I don't. Do you have a lot of older people on your YouTube channel? Because a lot of them, because I have the oxygen, and I'm not sure if any of them do, but there's so much to learn with the oxygen. That I was going to redo a special on oxygen and also other medical devices to have on hand for your own safety and well-being, if in case you are older or not feeling well, and just extra stuff to have. And the oxygen is a good one if you need it, obviously. But I'm at severe end stage of my disease now. They did come out and finally tell me this past week that I am at severe end stage.
Is that COPD, sweetie?
I have tumors in my lungs.
Tumors?
And I have, they're not going to get better. But it's getting worse as time goes on. So I set my goals to do what I can and keep going. And we have E3 in the house.
Yeah, I couldn't let Scott be the only guy in chat anymore.
Well, you're in chat now there, Chris.
You've evened things out.
That's right.
Yeah, you look a little lonely being the only guy.
Yeah, you're just boy.
We were hanging up
There's
on
a fine line between lonely and scared.
Be scared.
You crossed that line when I came in? Well, sweetie, just so you know, I have ovarian cancer. I'm an ovarian cancer survivor.
How are you?
It can go to my lungs. It's gone everywhere. Who knows what it's going to do? And I'm working on about 1 3/4 lungs myself. So.
Oh, you got more than I have. So
you live every day to its fullest, sweetie. That's what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah, that's what they did want to do, a double lung transplant, and I refused it. And then they wanted to do a reduction of my lungs, and I said no, because I am a DNR and I am a DNI. So why would I want to do any of that? It's just not going to happen. So you just take it one day at a time. You go out dumpster diving. You make the love. You do whatever you can.
That's right.
That's what I do. And then I give it all away. Donate it, whatever.
You got purpose and a legacy.
That's right. And Chris, how are you and where are you from? I forgot where he was from.
I'm in Oklahoma, Northeast Oklahoma.
You're in. Did you made it to the oh God, what was that thing called that Brandon put on? Rustic Woodworks. Did you go?
No, I didn't get to make it. We've all been down pretty much since the first of the month with COVID. So.
Oh goodness.
All of you guys in your home?
All 3 of us.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Oh, that's my fear. I've been.
You can still hear. Actually, it almost sounds like it's starting to loosen up in you.
Sounds like an allergy.
Yeah, it's. I'm still coughing a bunch of stuff out, so we're still hitting the Mucinex pretty hard, and the zinc and the vitamin C and the magnesium. We started that immediately.
Are you hitting up a lot of the Pedialyte, Chris?
No, we've been drinking a lot of Gatorade.
Well, when you're on the Mucinex, it's really good if you can get the Pedialyte in you.
Yeah, Jacob drank a lot of Pedialyte.
It's really good. It's good for you as well. And
first off.
Else.
So
it'll clear it up quicker.
I've been drinking a lot of water and Gatorade.
Well, if you're lingering too long, try the Pedialyte for a few days.
Yeah, they told us when I talked to them at work, they told me that the loss of taste and smell can hold on for a while.
A long while.
And the congestion will hold on for a while. And that you can test positive up to 3 months after you tested positive.
Goodness. That's
so even if you don't have it, you can still test positive for up to 3 months.
Now, can I ask you, did you have your shots and then get it this bad?
No. We have actually been very, very blessed because it did not hit us hard at all. it's been like a really bad sinus infection that
Yeah.
just won't go away.
Yeah. That's what I heard a lot of people saying, that they were feeling like they had sinus infections and then all the stuff was dripping down the back of their throat, going into their lungs or whatever. And then they had trouble coughing it up.
I've had
And
that for
it would
weeks.
get infected. Yeah.
Weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never
My
been
allergies
tested.
have just been, my allergies are crazy. Like this year, it's got to be the worst year here in Canada for weeds and whatever else, because we've had so much water and such high heat. Obviously, that's just a perfect recipe to grow weeds.
And you're
Well,
older.
yeah.
We have three
What's
hay.
that?
We have 3 hay fields that are
Oh.
right here at the house. We have 3 chicken farms on our road, and we have a marijuana farm on our road.
Nice.
So,
So if anything else, you'll be happy and hungry.
the allergies in our area are, we fight with that every year anyways, and that's like when all this come on, I was like, man, my allergies are just killing me.
Yeah.
And then for work, I had to test negative for me to go back to work, and so they put me off work until the 19th. I got tested on the 19th. It came back positive. They told me that if I had no symptoms, that I could return to work on the 30th, which is
This
Monday.
week. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll get to go back to work on Monday. And
Wow. That's
Hey,
crazy.
Margie, just give me a sec. Margie, look at the chat. See who's saying
Margie.
hello to you.
Hi, Margie.
Brutal
Aw,
Bob
she's
is
such a nice
back.
lady. Oh no. Hello guys. Hello everyone. Oh my gosh. See, you
And
don't get to
there's,
see anything, guys. You'll have to send me some
What's
of
that?
those flower seeds.
I was going to say, I was just going to show you guys. This is one petal from a zinnia. There are hundreds on each one. And at the end of every single petal is this little arrow. Whoop, 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 whoop,
Oh,
little
yeah.
arrowhead.
Yeah.
And that little arrowhead is the seed that I separate from the petal. And I
You've
have
got
a lot of them
heck
to
of a lot
do.
more patience than me.
They're so beautiful, though.
Me too.
They're so
I couldn't do
beautiful.
it.
You
I
have to
will
send me
make
yeah,
sure
they're
I have plenty
beautiful,
to
but-
plant next year.
That's just, yeah. I have not got the patience. I'd probably pluck about 5 of them and then go.
Well, it's either this or do the
Yeah.
laundry, dishes, and scrub the toilet. So
Oh no, we leave those for the people
Flowers it
coming
is.
for us.
I don't want to do that today. On a sticky, hot, rainy, humid day, I don't want to do those things.
I
I'd
don't
rather
do
just
it
sit
any
here
day.
in a fan and pick through flower seeds. I mean, if I died today and somebody said, "What did she do on her last day?" Well, she scrubbed the toilet and folded a load of underwear and socks. Or, you know what? She just sat and she chatted with her friends while she picked through the zinnia seeds. Doesn't that sound much more poetic, romantic?
Oh, it does.
You know,
Definitely.
right before
It really-
Twister comes and carries me away to my death because I'm not paying attention.
Just don't stab yourself.
Too funny.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I put Craig's stuff up, and
Yeah.
if I would have watched it all the way straight through, it would have been literally 2 full days and 1 full night. But because I didn't do that, it took about 4 whole days of it running constantly.
Oh.
For Greg's
Yeah,
cabin,
he has like 150 videos up.
for Greg's
Yeah,
cabin.
and
yeah.
Craig's cabin.
I'll tell you right-
and I watched them all.
I'll tell you right now, Craig is very, very appreciative that you took the time out to actually watch all his videos. And I love his little man shed.
Isn't that
Right?
great?
It's just, isn't it something every guy needs, is like a lazy boy in a little man shed like
Shed.
that with all
Right?
Oh, you
No.
need a she shed, Scott. A she shed.
Well, that's like we have
no, not me. I don't need a she shed.
we have a den, and it used to be all three of us, me, Sarah, and Jacob, were all in the den. And I got booted out because there was not enough room for all of her stuff. So we're in my office, which is also the spare bedroom. So I got downgraded.
Oh yeah. All right, Matt, you take care, and you be really safe. I guess there's a possible hurricane in the Houston area.
Oh no.
So
Well,
stay
maybe
safe.
we'll get some rain.
Stay
All
safe,
right.
and
Yes, please stay safe,
Yeah.
Matt. Get covered. Get coverage. Oh my gosh.
but
As she goes. Is
oh.
that a cloud her way?
Coming my way?
Yeah, right.
No, if it's going to hit Houston, it'll come up and hit me.
Oh wow. That's not
Where
Yeah,
are
'cause
you at,
you're
Chris?
pretty much straight north
Oklahoma.
from Houston, are you not?
Pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close to straight north of Houston. We're about 9 or 10 hours, I think, from Houston.
Oh wow.
Something like that. I'd have to look again. That's where my brother lives, is down around Houston.
Oh, you're pretty far.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So I've got a brother in Houston. I've got a brother in
miles.
Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. I have a brother in California. And then I have a sister just south of me here in Oklahoma.
Oh, that sounds like the first opening lines of a good country song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yep.
Family all over the world. It's got brothers from other mothers.
Did you read Chris? Did you read Craig? Craig's got wood burning tools, TV, his homemade wine, and a comfy chair. It's his happy place.
That's right.
Hey,
And
sounds
those
like
three
perfection to
days
me.
of wine making were interesting.
Oh my gosh, you guys are too funny.
Scott, I heard you say that your brown sugar is picked up on the algorithms.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm sitting here going, I did brown sugar. I did brown sugar and it didn't do squat. You did brown sugar.
I don't understand. I've had some.
Just a little bit.
I had some people call me and they're like, "Your video just popped up," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "YouTube seems to be pushing it." I'm like, "Yay me!"
Yeah.
But
and it's so easy to make. It's so good. It doesn't taste plasticky from being in the bag from the store. We love making it. It's wonderful.
Never had.
And I'm gonna.
Sugar, you should make some, hon. It's delicious.
You can make 2 cups. Yeah, as long as you have molasses and white sugar or raw sugar. Raw sugar is actually the best way to do it, but I didn't have any to do it.
You used sugar, Scott, and a brown sugar or something.
No. The darker sugar you saw was maple sugar.
Oh, maple.
Which is 100% maple syrup that's boiled to the point that it solidifies.
Right.
And then you put it in a grinder because then it comes out kind of chunky. You put it in a grinder and it makes a sugar. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So on top of the maple taste, as you know, you've made it, or the molasses taste, you've got a slight kick of maple to it as well.
It sounds
it's really good.
Love molasses. And I just bought 3 jars of molasses too.
Oh, make your own sugar. Make your own brown sugar. You'll enjoy it.
I probably will too much.
Yeah, Charles, you're what, just on the other side of the state line down around Fort Smith, right? Fallen, Arkansas?
I thought Charles was on the East Coast.
Fallen Arkansas veterans.
Virginia. I thought he was Virginia or something.
No, I think
He's in Arkansas, but I thought it was like on the eastern side.
I thought I seen somewhere where he'd said something about being around the Fort Smith area, because I made a comment to it saying that's my old stomping ground. Because I grew up an hour south of Fort Smith.
The military.
I got married in Hot Springs. That must be about where you're talking.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. You just answered
all
yes,
the time.
Who am I thinking of? Oh well, I'm thinking of somebody.
I know Sam I am is South Carolina.
No.
Margie is Virginia.
Yep. Yeah, I knew Margie was. Oh my gosh. I don't.
Okay, there's going to be lightning in it. There's going to be thunder in about 5 seconds. You guys let me know if you hear it. I'm blind.
I won't hear it over here. I'm too far away. I'm in the north. I'm up in the north.
Well, I didn't know if it was going to rumble loud enough to pick up on my microphone and send it through.
Wouldn't that be
It's a pretty big flash, but it might not do anything. Like me, I'm just a flash in the pan.
Oh God, you're too funny. That'd be terrible, though. I'd hate to be online and watch you blow away. That would be it.
What are you talking about? It's on my live. Think of the V-roll I'll have.
I'm watching it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was scrolling through YouTube the other day on the TV. Was just kind of scrolling down through there trying to find something to watch, and 2 of our videos popped up.
Isn't that a good feeling?
And I was like, "Whoa,
awesome!"
Oh, that is good. Oh, there goes your warning. I heard someone's bell go off.
So yeah, he said he's 2 hours east of Mike and Terry.
Oh, very nice. Wow. I'd like to go down to Oklahoma, Scott. We have to find a way to pick you up and go. Take turns driving. You bring your wife and daughter.
You better bring an army to pick me up.
What? I have a flatbed. We'll put you lay it down.
Well, as long as you strap me and give me a beverage every now and again, all right.
We'll just strap you to a flatbed with one of those hats with the curly straws that you wear to ball games.
Oh my goodness,
we'll give you the styrofoam finger so you can say number one, number one.
And a foam cowboy hat with we'll just get you one of those gut buster 64 ounces up there. You'll be set.
Dress him up like a scarecrow and say you had to go get the best scarecrow in the country for your garden.
There you go, Scott.
I'm ready.
Who's the hat from? It looks like is that MT hat?
No.
It's just says Ozark,
no,
doesn't
it's
it?
it's just a picture of a
mountain. Ozark Trails hat.
Just one of those hats?
It's my son, so God only knows where it's from. G'day, Daz. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I can't see anybody in the chat.
Either you're up really late, you're hitting the computer on your way to go to the bathroom, or you're up really early.
Or he's in the bathroom with his little phone.
I just joined in here, Daz. You'll have to tell them that you renamed me. I have a new name, everybody.
Oh, you did?
Oh, no.
What the hang did you pick up her name?
Oh, we'll let Daz share.
Oh, he will.
Gotta know, Daz.
It'll make sense for a few of you, but
I can't see the chat, so you have to tell me.
Oh gosh, it's 4:30 a.m. where Daz is.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, Daz.
I was over in Daz's live until I kept losing internet signal because of the storm, and then I did some chores, and then I saw that this live was on, so I thought I'll pop on over here until I don't know if you saw my lights have flickered a few times, so I might lose internet here. But Daz is great. You guys don't know Daz. Daz is great.
Daz is another one that I can't keep as a as a family member. Every time I go over to Daz's channel, I have to resubscribe.
You know what, Scott? When I was entering when I was entering those YouTube channels, I think there was some of those that I was subscribed to that all of a sudden I wasn't subscribed to, because at one point I had like 90, I was close to 100, and then all of a sudden it went back down to like 90. So I'm thinking that YouTube had, took away some, and
Mhm.
and here I was
Well,
struggling.
the problem is
couldn't believe it.
a lot of people will come subscribe to you, and then
Yeah,
they don't
don't
comment
watch.
or they don't watch a video, and
Yeah.
then YouTube's like, you're out. But my goodness, I've commented on Daz's stuff. I've watched, umpteen videos and been in his lives, and it seems like the people that I interact with the most, I have to keep subscribing to. There's some people that I've just clicked subscribe in like somebody's live, and I forget to go back and check. We're still friends. I've never commented once on their
amazing.
stuff.
And then yet
But
you make you make a brown sugar, and they take and make it. Woo! They take off with it. And here you
I don't
have
know.
to do all this. Go figure, right? I
We've
don't get
got
it.
we've got a friend that did a short just on a chicken clucking after laying an egg. They had 50,000 views.
How to
I know.
freak big and
It's like 20 seconds long. I don't get it. Every
Well,
time I
those are
post
the
a video,
videos-
I
They
say,
don't
this
have
is my
50,000.
moment, and then it never happens.
Those videos, those little 20-second clips or 1-minute clips, though, so many people can watch them in such a short period of time. So it makes it
Yeah.
easier for them to reach the 50,000 views versus a video that's 20, 30 minutes long or an hour long, because a lot of people
Yeah.
don't have the time to set through that.
My
that's true.
videos that are anything above 1 minute, I've never had a thumbs down. But the little shorts, I get thumbs down. It's like I redid my chicken coop with lemon balm and marigolds, and isn't it pretty? And people are giving it thumbs down. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's a chicken coop. It's a chicken nesting box. Why would you thumb down me?
They say that the
But
people who are doing those short videos get more thumbs down than the people who do.
I don't know why.
Because they're behind these keyboards and they can do whatever they want. And it's like, if you don't like it, just keep going. Don't give a thumbs down. I would never give someone a
All
thumbs
right.
down.
So Daz has now told us what your new name is. Now you must
What is
explain.
it, Scott?
Oh, I missed it.
Fantails.
Fantails?
It's Fantails. I'll give you a quick synopsis.
Okay.
Daz was talking about a candy down in Australia called Fantails, but he likes to call them lollies. And I was having so much fun listening to him say lollies. I was trying to get him to say lollies, So I typed in, tell us all about how you say fantails down there in Australia, Daz. And autocorrect fixed it to fantasies.
Oh no.
So in his live, I was like, hey, Daz, tell me about your fantasies down there in Australia.
Oh, my geez.
That is funny.
And I didn't even realize he did it until he was just staring and he was going, oh my, oh dear. Okay.
All right,
moving on.
Carmel, you take care. Be safe. Be safe at work.
Oh, that's too funny.
So now he's going to call me Fantails. So I've got a nickname.
Fantails. That's cute.
That's funny.
That's funny, though.
But
You gotta go.
Always check before you
but
hit send.
knowing you, that's actually a very conservative name that I could use for you.
Yeah. My reputation
you're gonna
precedes me.
Scott, I wonder if your wife ever watches any of your videos.
I'm perfectly harmless.
She's right there.
Perfectly
She's right
harmless.
there.
But I did say that. I said in Daz's live, I was like, oh my gosh, Mrs. Daz is probably over there going, who's that naughty Sheila over there in the States wanting to know about your fantasies? You're not allowed to talk to her anymore. And I was just typing going, I'm so sorry. That's not what I said. I said, fantails.
Absolutely, Mike. Like Mike said, don't worry about the thumbs down. It's all shows YouTube that they're interacting with your channel. So thumbs up or thumbs down doesn't matter as long as they're giving you thumbs. So let the haters give you the thumbs down. It's still showing YouTube that people are interacting with you.
Sounds good, Mike.
I would think that once they click onto your just onto your YouTube page or your YouTube channel, and you actually just tab into something that is yours, that automatically shows them that they're interested.
Yeah,
that should be the flip.
The IT side of things is crazy.
The IT,
yeah, because you can look at all the code and know what's being put in the front tab versus the tab in the back. Like, you can see all of that through
as
the code.
an IT person, yeah.
As an IT person, and
right,
that's what
that's
what YouTube has, is they have hundreds of IT people that sift through code every day.
Oh yeah, they're coding all the time. Absolutely.
They're constantly coding, and
plus they're running they're running computer generated simulators now, and that's why they're catching so many people. And that's why they're going back and they hit Little Southern Brothers because they sang 100-year-old hymn that happens to be copyrighted. Like, but what people don't understand is just change a few words of every line. They can't nail you for copyright.
Yep.
And they tried it last week, and to my knowledge, Donna must be out doing stuff today. She's not in. To my knowledge, they didn't get nailed with copyright, and they sang 2 copyrighted songs, but just changed words. So we'll see.
Now, what about Joni, when she's with Mike live, and she's singing and playing the piano?
If you notice though, Joni does that. She'll, as long as not all hymns are copyrighted.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're hit and miss, and as long as you change up a couple words, you're fine.
Wow.
And some people can change a word, and to the ear you'd never hear it. But obviously Joni's doing something right, because neither, to my knowledge, Tony and Joni haven't been nailed for copyright.
Yeah.
Lately, anyways.
I met Tony, correct. And she's a good. Oh my God.
And I did see Paul in here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here. I do apologize, Paul. Saw you popped in here, and somebody was mid-sentence, and I didn't want to interrupt them. Don't know where he is.
How many
He'll probably
people
be back.
How many people are in your live, Scott?
18.
Is there 18? There was 23.
Yeah, it's going anywhere from 25 to 18.
Do I count for 2?
Yeah, right.
If you count for 2, I'm up for 4.
All right, guys. I'm going to open up the spot for somebody else. I've done 2 flowers. Got more work to do.
All right.
And I will keep the live going, but I'm going to pop out of the.
It was nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too, love. What was your first name?
Lainey.
Lainey.
Yep, Lainey.
Country Mama here, a.k.a. Fantails, a.k.a. Alicia.
Right? No, right?
Scott, have a blessed day. Chris, nice to see you. I hope everybody feels better soon.
All right.
Later.
I'm going to go ladies. Thank you. I'm going to go to Scott.
Hang on there, Chris.
Yep. How do I get out? How do I leave? How do I get out of the box?
I just hit.
I can kick you out of the box if you want.
It's called Lead Studio down at the bottom of your page.
It's funny. I can still see her on my background drinking her water, but now she's dancing.
That's funny.
What I have to do is actually sit here and I'll take a picture, and then she stopped real quick.
She heard you.
God.
See, you shouldn't have said anything. You always take the pictures first before you say anything.
Oh no! Because as soon as I said that, then she started doing one of these. So no, you don't know Fantails. She's there. She's gone. Oh my goodness, that's just far too funny. But so Craig, you must be getting real close to being monetized, my friend. Because I know he was about 1,500 out, I think he was. And then I know I've had him on a loop. You just watched all his stuff. I know Hoops has been putting him on his loops too.
Yeah, he should be getting pretty close.
I hope so. He deserves it. And, he's a great channel. And
oh my gosh. So can
you see the chat? Lori just asked how Sarah is.
She's doing good. Coughing up a bunch of junk just like I am. So, and Craig says he's at 3,300 hours with 620 subs. So,
all right. Well, you're getting a lot closer than most of us. So we'll just keep helping you out, chum.
I think you need to try those nice pickle slices with the peanut butter. You've got to have that nice balance of pickle to peanut butter. That nice ratio there.
What did Mike on Commander Bacon last Friday, I believe Mike and them had peanut butter and onion sandwiches.
Now, I've not tried that one. I will have to, though.
I like onions. I like peanut butter. Not so much together.
Peanut butter and pickle sandwiches they're amazing. But you got to have the right balance. You can't, those baby pickles, those whole baby pickles, that's too much pickle for not enough peanut butter.
Mike just put that wasn't good.
The peanut butter and onions weren't good, Mike?
And if I'm not mistaken, he even got Terry to go to the store and what? I've got my lab sitting here. It must be getting awful. You got an hour and a half to supper time. She's sitting here nudging my hand like, give me some food, Dad.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think so.
I know all of our animals get fed about 4:00.
Yeah, same here. Now it depends. If Debbie's at work and we're busy, then they get fed 5, 6, whatever, and they don't lament. But if the lab knows that Debbie's in the house, she will start lamenting at 3:00 because she knows that if Debbie's walking around, she'll just finally get angry and say, okay, here.
Okay, fine. Here you go.
Yeah, get out of my hair. Where the rest of us are like, go lay down. You're not getting food yet. And make her wait another 20 minutes.
The other day, Jacob.
Oh, that sounds really good, Bob.
Jacob forgot to let me know that he didn't feed the horse. And so it was about 7:00 before I got out there to feed him. And we got a video coming out with him. But he's about 22, 23 years old. And he's got a big laceration on one of his hind hoofs.
Okay.
So we've been doctoring that, and we've had to start giving him a mash. We've water his food down, make it soft for him to be able to eat. And I was standing there filling his bucket up with water that I had feed in, and he just bit me right on the shoulder. Like he was mad. He knew. He was mad because we didn't feed him on time.
Hey, you know what? These animals are smarter than, I'm going to go ahead and say it, a lot of humans.
They are. I mean, he's ornery. I mean, but he's a great horse. We got really lucky with him, and I said we had this place. Not sure how long we had this place, but it took a lot of work to get to where we could have animals here. I mean, it was in some pretty rough shape. We had half of the yard was hay pasture because we're surrounded by hay fields. So all that hay grass, that Bermuda and all of that is moved over into our yard. And so we had went out and bought one of those industrial push trimmers.
Okay, yeah.
We had it 2 years and it was burned up because we were trying to get everything cleared up enough that we could mow with an actual mower. And we burned it up in like a year and a half, 2 years.
Wow.
And
now, did you read Brutal Bob's Sandwich? That didn't sound too bad.
What was it? Let me go back.
I'm just going back up here.
The grilled bologna, cheese, and bacon?
Yeah.
Yes. I would eat that.
Yeah. Like bologna, we call that Newfie steak in Canada. And you cut it half an inch thick and fry it up and
That's just the only way to have bologna is a nice thick slab fried.
Yep, absolutely. And then Mike said that this week's is onion and mayo. I'd eat that.
Is what?
Onion and mayo.
Oh, I would have that.
Absolutely. I eat it. Normally there's some meat with it, but it's actually your red onion would go really good with the mayo, Mike.
That sweet onion, that purple sweet onion. Oh,
yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thinly sliced all over, but thick. Oh.
Yep.
See what you did, Mike? Darn.
And maybe caramelize it a little.
Oh. Well, if not, ooh, hopefully you got some Tums or something to help with the gastral issues that will be happening after you eat it.
Right. And that's so true, country mama. They do. All animals have feelings.
Yep.
And, this horse we got, he's very protective.
Okay.
So if we're out in the pasture and like there was one day our pig escaped and we were trying to get him put back in the pen, which he is the craziest pig I've ever seen in my life. He'll go through an electric fence. He will go through these heavy duty cattle panels that we have put up for him. He's gone through those.
Good God.
Will not cross a barbed wire fence.
He knows that the barbs are going to hurt him.
If it's a tight barbed wire fence, he will not go through it. We left him out in the pasture for months because and he never left the pasture. Wouldn't go through a barbed wire fence. But the people we got him from, they got him and they had 2 sows and was going to get into pig farming and realized that they were barely breaking even. So they butchered the two sows and he got mad. So he broke out. They couldn't keep him in a pen. And their barbed wire fence is that Japanese barbed wire that if you look at it funny, it breaks.
Yep.
And it's just a cheap barbed wire that they had around their place. He was out there with the cows, and when they would dump cubes for the cows would come up, and it would be just a few minutes. That pig would be right behind them cows. He stayed in the pasture with those cows and never once crossed the barbed wire fence. I mean, I've got a picture of him I'm standing in the pen with him in my flip flops and shorts, and my mom took pictures, and he hits me at my waist. Like, he's in that
So
picture.
he's a friend. He's not food.
Well, no, he's food.
Oh, okay.
I got him to butcher, and we were going to get him cut because he's a boar hog. I mean, he's fully intact.
Okay.
We got him to butcher, and we were checking. We didn't know how big he was. We didn't know how much he weighed. Didn't have a way to weigh him. And when we called the vet to see what it was going to cost us to get him cut, they told us if he was under 300 pounds, it was $45 to have him cut.
Really?
Yep.
That's cheap.
$45 to have him cut if he's under 300 pounds. Once he hit 300 pounds, it was $145 to have him cut because they have to sedate him. Once they reach 300 pounds, they have to be sedated. Okay. So the sedation's like $100 per 100 pounds after they reach 300. Now he's pushing 6 and still intact.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to get a female and start breeding.
So, well, we've talked about that. We've talked about possibly getting a sow, but they say we got to have a sow that's close to his weight, otherwise he can break her back.
True.
So trying to find a sow that's close to 600 pounds has been quite difficult within our budget.
Well, yeah, and that's it, because it's sold by weight once you get that big, right?
Right. And so we were, I had a sow, they were wanting $150 for, and okay. She was she was a good solid sow. We would have only had to keep them away a few months, and we had got her up to weight to breed. And the guy never got back with me on whether or not they wanted to sell her.
That's what we were paying here for piglets this year. They were where I do all the syrup and whatever, and you're going to see some videos coming up of like antique fire trucks and all that. I think he finally, well, it was near impossible to find them, but he did find some within an hour of us. And yeah, they were $150 each for 10-week-olds.
Altruistic. I'll have to talk to Sarah about that, and when we get out of quarantine, we may take you up on that.
Yeah.
Because I think the piglets will do a whole lot better than that big old boar we got.
Wow. That may be your answer right there.
Right? I'll talk to Sarah after this, and we'll hit you up in your email.
Yeah. Or another easy way to get them is Instagram.
Yeah.
No.
Speak of the devil, she just walked through the door.
You.
Ouch. I'd never say that to you. I'd never say that to you, Sarah.
Altruistic has a 500-pound sow for $200. They'd come and get her. We want to make little piglets.
Oh, think of the little piggies. Oh yeah, you need that, Sarah.
Bacon bits.
The little bacon bits. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm leaving London in here with you.
She didn't want to be on camera. She jumped down.
Yeah, they're at Dad. Stay with
Hi,
Dad.
Sarah.
Do not let her out till I tell you.
Okay, shut the door.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
But yeah, that'd be my funny, eh? Just sitting here chatting and boom.
I know, like we really have had a hard time finding one within our price range because I think the last one that I found, I mean, at butcher weight, you're looking at about $150 at butcher weight for a pig.
I just got to come down there and buy like a bunch of them that are worth the butcher and give everybody $200, and I'll bring a transport home and make a fortune.
Oh yeah,
Like they're charging $3,000 for dogs, and like even a mutt. There was a mutt on our local Facebook marketplace or whatever. It was an absolute mutt that was part German Shepherd, part lab, part something else, and I think there was even some boxer in it. And they wanted like $1,000 for it. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I've got a purebred lab that I paid $100 for. Unfortunately, her family, I got an amazing deal. Her family got it, and then life went on, and they both got different jobs, and she was alone for 12 hours. So we ended up, she's been with us now for 9 years. So, yeah.
When I was living in the state of
Take care,
Kansas,
Daz.
Take care, Daz. When I was living in the state of Kansas, I bought a papered yellow lab, and I gave $50 for her.
That's what Molly is a yellow lab.
Love that dog to death. And I got deployed, and a female friend of mine was taking care of her because I couldn't take her with me. London, hush. I couldn't take her with me on my deployment, so a friend of mine was taking care of her, and she'd got up with her one morning and put her out on her chain so that for the morning to do her morning business, and went back out an hour later to get her, and she was gone.
Take care, Joe. Yeah, you know what? We had a ring of those around here about 3 years ago, and I forget how many dogs they got, but they were stealing them here and then taking them either to the East Coast or out west. And yeah, they were making a bloody fortune just stealing people's dogs.
Well, we had some Vietnamese right there close in the area, and they were very interested in her.
Yeah.
And
dog.
So I'm pretty sure that they stole her to make dinner.
Yeah.
And which was very heartening because I love that dog.
And prove it.
Yeah, I couldn't prove it.
No.
We couldn't prove it. So there wasn't anything we could do about it. She was just gone.
Yeah. So sad. Absolutely so sad.
But then while I was stationed at Fort Riley, a friend of mine bought a pup and ended up not being able to get him. And so I took this pup. It was a few days old. The mama rejected all of her pups, so they had to get rid of the pups. So it was about a week old when I got it, and this dog fit in the palm of my hand. And it was their neighbor's registered husky with their registered Rottweiler.
Wow.
And so I had what I called a rotten husky.
Yeah.
He had the head of a Rottweiler, the colors of a Rottweiler, but the snout and the body of the husky, and the undercoat of the husky.
Oh, that must be a killer for the rotty side of it, like because they're a hot dog to
They're
start
a
with.
hot dog anyway. So
Yeah.
I was constantly shedding him out. And he would take his water buckets and dump them out, throw them up, hit himself in the face. I thought this was the dumbest dog I had ever seen in my entire life. Like he was dumb.
Yeah.
Until we got a big snow. We got that big snow, and I had opened our shed out back enough that he could get in and stay warm. And he made a trail from the door of that shed to the back door of the house, from the back door of the house to his kennel area. So it made a V shape as you come out the back door. And in that V shape, there was a figure 8, and that's where he used the bathroom, was in that figure 8. Like the husky side came out of him once the snow hit.
Yep.
So he was more husky than he was Rottweiler.
Well, Molly and Molly just loves the snow. Like I've never seen a lab. She we'll get a foot dumping, and the little wee dog that we have, she goes she won't even get off I have to shovel a path, or Debbie has to shovel a path so that she'll do her business and come back inside. Where Molly she goes, doesn't matter how, we could have 3 feet of snow, she's out trampling through it, she's rolling in it, and then she'll bury her ball and then try to find it. This winter I'll have to take a video. It is absolutely hilarious. She plays with herself in the snow. She's covered, she's got icicles hanging off of her, and do you think she'll come inside? Not a chance. She sits there and she'll dig herself a hole, and she'll put the ball, and then she'll run around, she'll forget what the ball is, and she'll start digging herself other holes, and then she'll just she'll lay there and start eating the snow. But I didn't realize it. A yellow lab is a chocolate lab and a black lab that mate. That makes a yellow lab. And I never did realize that before we got her. I thought it was a total different strain, and they're like, no, it's all in the genetics of a brown and black lab. I'm like, wow. So yeah, no, she actually was born probably about 5 minutes from the Canada-US border, and they then we ended up, or the people we got her from bought it from the kennel, and then we got it from them, and they paid like $900 for her or whatever, because her mother and father are registered, but in Canada you cannot register a yellow lab. You can register, you can't get papers, because it's technically not a breed of its own, is what we were told.
Golden labs.
Right or wrong, I wasn't going to pay.
Their own.
Yeah. Oh, and smart. Like, I call her the dumbest thing on 4 paws, but she'll turn around and one of the fellas that I call him my adopted son. He's got special needs. Comes over with us quite a bit, and he's got Kyle will bring up his Xbox, and we'll be playing hockey or whatever, And whenever he gets worked up, he gets a little tick, and he shakes himself. Well, Molly will lay totally around him because it calms him, because
Yep.
he's able to pet her, and she knows that. Like, honestly, if I had the money, the first time I saw that, I should have taken her to get trained and then start working with special needs children.
Yeah.
And my little buddy, well, not little buddy, he's the same age as Kyle. He just turned 19 last week. And, he, from now or even 5 years ago, she still does the same thing. And of course, I don't treat him any different than I do any of my other football kids. And he actually assistant coaches with me.
Right.
And he knows more about football than some coaches I know. But he grew up in it, right? His older brothers played very, very competitive football, and he just that's his thing. He loves football. So it's really killed him the last 2 years that we haven't had football. And so whenever they canceled this, he was coming out to the next practice because he's now totally vaccinated. He was going to be safe. Now they shut us down. I should hear tonight if we're a go or not a go, but I'm
hoping for a go.
And it's not really even for me. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. Yeah.
Like,
I bet that was a fluff ball, a Rottweiler Chow Chow mix. that was a fluff ball.
I want to know how that happened.
I had a Chow growing up. They are fluff balls.
Yes. But isn't there quite a size difference?
Yeah, the rots are usually quite a bit bigger.
Yeah. So that's a strange mix. And
the yellow lab and German Shepherd, I can see that working.
Really?
Yeah, with a German short hair.
Huh.
With the short-haired shepherd.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to envision it, and yeah, it probably would. That's so cool.
That would be a dog that was too smart for its own good.
Amen. Yeah. That, I guarantee you, that dog rolled that house.
Oh, without a doubt.
If they want to,
you're talking about, that young man that's, that your dog was curled up with. I struggle with PTSD from being deployed and stuff like that. And we had a goat that we named Turtle because she had brindle markings that looked like little turtle shells on her front elbows. Looked just like a box turtle shell. So we named her Turtle. And when we were bottle feeding and stuff like that, she stayed in the house. We put a diaper on her and put a onesie on her, and she stayed in the house. And before I would even know that my anxiety was going up, if she was running around the house, she would sense that, and she would jump up in my lap and lay her head on my chest.
Yeah.
And she would. I mean, if she was in the house, she had to be in my lap. Like, if I went outside, once we finally got her outside, when she was strong enough to go outside, we put her outside in the goat pen. I would walk out to the goat pen, and she would run and jump the fence into my arms.
Jeez.
She would stay in the pen until she saw me.
Until she
Once
could see
she
it.
saw me, she knew and she would jump up into my arms, and I would just pet on her and love on her. And one day, Jacob went out to feed. We'd just gotten home, and Jacob was like, "Hey, she's just laying there. She's not doing nothing." And I went out and picked her up, and before we could get in the truck to take her to the vet, she died in my arms. And we went ahead and took her over to the vet and had an autopsy done. And literally there was nothing they could find wrong with her. She was a perfectly healthy goat. We don't know why. She just dropped dead. Don't have a clue. Like,
Wow.
Physically, anatomically, everything was perfect. The blood work they sent off come back clean. Her stool come back clean. She had nothing wrong with her. She just dropped dead.
Amazing, eh? You just, again, just like life, it is so, you never know, day for day. Every day that you're given is another day that, you got to thank the good Lord for.
Oh, and that's not a German Shepherd. It's just a German short hair.
Yeah.
It's a hunting dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I just read that too, so.
But it's amazing at how animals. Oh, it's not just dogs. I mean,
no.
That just shows that goats can sense those things too, or cats can sense those things too, and they want to comfort. It's in their nature to comfort.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me to comfort her in those last moments was amazing, but still trying to figure out what went wrong, because we were like, the day before she was up running around eating just fine, nothing
Crazy.
Hey, she was gone. It was crazy.
Yeah. And no explanation. That's even
absolutely no explanation.
That's even more boggling.
Well, and we had ducks. We bought Jacob a duck. And of course, my lovely wife, the duck needed a friend. So we had to go buy another duck. Which turned into 3 ducks total. They were all doing good.
This almost sounds like Terry and turkeys.
Right? All of them outside doing great. The cold snap come in, we got a snow. And I guess the 2 males laid on top of the female and killed her because it was so cold.
Trying to keep her warm.
Yeah. Ended up killing her. The snow melted. Everything was fine. And our Rowan duck died. 3 days after that, the other one died. So I was like, so then we hatched out some that we got from LG. LG hatched us out 6 ducks.
Okay.
3 of them died before we ever could get them outside. They didn't get big enough. They just died. The other 3 got big enough to go outside. Got them outside and put them in their enclosure. Locked them up. Went out the next day to let them out, and they were gone. No sign of them. They're just gone. It's like,
wow.
So Sarah said, no more baby ducks. If we get any more ducks, they'll be full grown. Ready to live.
It's like, it's almost like you have some pretty bad luck with ducks.
We have bad luck with ducks.
I love
bad luck with goats too. I mean, but we were rescuing these goats.
Okay.
the person just had them goats, sheep. They were all in the same area, and he just let them breed. So there was a lot of inbreeding in them. He never spent any money for vaccinations for them or shots. He just, if they lived, they lived. If they died, they died. He didn't care. They got sick. They just, whatever. He didn't care. He didn't properly take care of his goats. So we started rescuing them, one at a time, two at a time, and we lost every single one of them. Every one of them.
So bad. Did you read Margie?
Uh-uh.
Now, I'm sorry, but a full-blooded beagle mated with a Doberman. The beagle was the female.
Yeah. I feel sorry for that beagle.
It wasn't a beagle anymore after that. Wow. My goodness, Margie.
I wonder if that's how they get the min pins.
Wow. I've heard some pretty strange mixes, but that one takes the cake. Yep. What I love, I'm not really too partial to ducks. They're dirty, whatever. I'd never own any. But I love watching Hidden Heights, Kevin's Quack Pack. Oh my God, I laugh at those things. The way they all stick together and just cover the entire yard going around squawking. I belly laugh every time I see it. It's absolutely hilarious.
Well, we just wanted them for the eggs.
Okay.
We wanted the eggs because it's their eggs are healthier for you than a duck or than a chicken egg.
Okay.
They're creamier. They're just better for you. They're healthier than a chicken egg is. So we wanted them the females for the eggs, and we can't grow them.
I was going to say their eggs are really healthy for you because you don't get any.
Right?
Oh, there's Lori popping.
Yeah,
back her ears must have been ringing.
I know, right? We were just talking about her.
All good. All good.
I don't know. I think there was something wrong with her ducks. I mean, I think she just gave us a bad batch of ducks.
Or was it Mumbles that gave you the bad ducks to keep the good ones?
Well, we took all the ducks, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
we took all the baby ducks that she had. She hatched all of them out for us. So it was, she had several, and whatever hatched was ours. So.
Okay. Yeah, duck egg's a little bit bigger than a chicken egg, is it not?
It's a little bit smaller.
Smaller.
I think the duck eggs are a little smaller.
Okay.
Lori's saying it's not her fault for disappearing ducks.
I don't know.
Mumbles could have come and got them. I think he just couldn't bear the fact of them being gone, and he come and got his. Oh, Lori says the duck eggs are bigger. I was thinking they were a little bit smaller.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They were just a little bit bigger than what a large chicken egg would be. It'd be much like an extra large, chicken egg, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And they've got a really, really dark orangey red color yolk, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I think I've tried them once in pickled eggs, and I didn't like it. My buddy used duck eggs instead of chicken eggs and thought he was going to be funny and not tell me first. If I know what it is, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to try it anyways. But yeah, he had like a gallon jug full of them he brought up to the hunt camp. And it was just, yeah. I don't know if it was the way, maybe it was just the way he pickled it that I didn't, but I've always had that in the back of my head that, yeah, you don't like duck eggs now.
I am not a big pickle egg eater.
Okay.
I can't eat them unless I've already had quite a bit of beer with it beforehand.
Ooh. Yeah, you're going to get kicked out of bed if Sarah smells you after beer and pickled eggs.
And then I can eat pickled eggs, but I have to have quite a bit. So, and now I don't drink, so I don't eat them.
There you go. Yeah, I've got it. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Rob told me he's got quite a few eggs building up. His chickens are just popping them out, sometimes 2 a day.
Yeah, we're getting around 4 or 5 a day is what we're getting right now.
Well, like he's got in between a dozen and 2 dozen chickens. So like he's getting a couple dozen eggs a day right now. And he just can't keep up to the demand. So I said, well, let me know whenever you have about, 60 or whatever eggs, and I'll just do a whole big batch of pickled eggs. So I'm sure that could be a video coming next week.
I think we have 5 hens, 4 hens,
Okay.
4 or 5 hens. And we're getting about 4 or 5 eggs a day.
Well, that's good.
They're all laying at least one. So
That stuff that Lori had, I've seen other channels say that they've given their chickens that Lori'd be able to say, but whatever that stuff is that Lori's been giving hers, apparently a couple of them lay better with this stuff.
was it
I
the
thought
stuff
it was
that
just
she did
like-
in a video that she reviewed?
Yeah.
Those it's
Apparently
like a
it's
mealworm.
expensive, but it's good, is what I've heard. I don't
It's
even know if we can get it.
inexpensive and good or expensive and good.
Apparently it's supposed to be expensive, but good.
Hey,
But like you say, I don't know. The only people that I've really seen promote it is Brandon and
her.
Lori. So well, I gotta say, I don't know where he's getting. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get, my back's really bad today. Just trying to get into a comfortable spot. I've got to say, Margie, the ones that he's been, those girls, we went on a trip during maple syrup season down to pick up 10 hens, and those girls have been laying 1 to 2 a day since spring. So
I don't know. I gathered eggs when I was a kid, and a lot of those laying houses, they would lay multiple eggs a day, because we were gathering twice a day.
wow.
Once in the morning, once in the evening.
I know our Wyoming life as well. They Mike seems to say that Mike and Aaron say there's the odd time we'll go into Fitz and lay 2 eggs a day.
There was a time when we had several hens, but the cold and the possums and the coons got a couple of them.
Yeah.
And we were letting them free range, which they never got far. They stayed pretty close, but London, the wonderful new puppy that we have, run them off, and our rooster didn't come back.
Oh,
All the hens came back. The rooster did not. And then there was one night I forgot to put them up, and something got two of them. So that was my fault.
yeah.
I didn't lock the door. Something got in and got them.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah.
But there were times that they were laying, we had 8 chickens or 8 hens. Only 4 were laying, and we were getting like 8 eggs a day.
Now, do you play music in your chicken house?
No.
Telling you.
No.
I'm telling you, just put some soft, like old-time country music, and you're going to see a huge difference.
I've heard that playing music helps.
Yeah. Well,
with
even
egg
cows
production.
in the barn.
Milk cows.
A lot of farmers up here, you think somebody's in the barn, and no, they're playing. We have a channel up here called Valley Heritage Radio, and that's all it is all the old time country, and they just leave it running. And
some of the old school dairy farmers around here, they play older music in their milk barns still, in their dairy barns.
And they get more production.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're crazy, but I'm telling you, I've even seen it with his chickens. Those things lay better, and they're healthier, and they seem, going to call me crazy, but they seem happier that they're running around, and and during the day, they forage around the whole barn, like the barnyard, and at night, about supper time, it's just like one solid line, and they'll go around and eat a couple rocks in front of the chicken coop, and then they'll go roost for the night. And it's absolutely hilarious. I'd love to just set up a couple of GoPros and let them go for the day, and it would make for some fun. Of course, I get nailed with copyright, but it might even be worth it to lose the views off of one video just to show how the chickens react to music. Because if the power goes out, and the music goes off, they let you know.
Yeah.
They are a lot more vocal.
Well, and it's crazy how they could get you for copyright if you're playing the radio. You know what I mean, though? It's not. It's they do it, but I don't think it's
right. But
I don't think
anyways,
it's legal for them to be able to do it.
We're playing in their sandbox, and we have to play by their rules. I don't think we talked about you again, Lori. We can if you want.
All we were saying, Lori, is that I got my ducks from you and that they disappeared.
and that
And
possibly it could have been.
we think that possibly it could have been Mumbles.
He resold them. I'm onto him.
Yep. He come and hijacked our ducks and sold them for his own profit.
I don't know. Sounds like, you know.
She says we need to get our ducks in a row.
That's the problem. He can't. They keep
I
disappearing.
can't because Mumbles keeps taking them and reselling them.
Lori's soon gonna have to get her incubator going again. It's coming on to fall time. Oh wait, yeah, no, the move. Yeah, the move and the new property probably not going to happen for a while now, eh?
Yeah, no more ducklings for us. We're gonna just.
Oh right, Craig.
Grown ducks.
Remember we were talking about Lori and Brandon and the chicken treats or whatever.
Yeah, that chicken treat thing.
Yeah. I just said that I had heard that it was expensive, but that the chickens really seem to do better on it. That's all we said about you, promise. Look at Craig ratting us out.
I know, right?
Just because he's far enough that they can't swim to get him, and he's selling us out.
I know. He's across the big pond over there in his nice little England cabin.
Yep.
And he's laughing at us too.
Oh, more than likely.
Oh, I was going to ask you, Scott, being up there in Canada,
Great White North.
have you heard of the Paul family?
The who?
The Paul family?
Gonna have to elaborate.
They have a big maple syrup farm somewhere up in Canada.
Are they on YouTube?
No, they do that, but they do a lot of traveling. It's a family. They do a lot of bluegrass style country and gospel music.
Okay.
And they have their own maple syrup business and stuff running up that way somewhere. Up there in the Great North.
Yeah, like I say, I've got I probably within a 50-mile to 100-mile radius of me, there's probably 10,000 maple sugar bushes. So I'll look them up just to see what comes up on them, to see whereabouts they might be. And you say they play like country music, bluegrassy kind of.
Well, it's a bluegrass, but it's bluegrass, but they take songs and make it bluegrass. Like they've taken country music, like they've taken country songs and they've taken gospel songs and they've given it that bluegrass.
I've heard of some Pauls down around the Minnesota area.
They may be in Minnesota.
And I just saw Lori just put here that they are in the States.
Oh, I thought they were just over the line there.
So they're just on your side of the line.
But they're just on our side of Canada.
I know there's quite a few big sugar bushes like from Minnesota east that some of them have YouTube channels, some of them don't. I know the one that I used to watch, I don't know if they were, I'm not sure if they were whereabouts, but there's a lot more than that, Heather. just around Ottawa alone, I can rhyme off 10 of them right now. Plus, I can rhyme off about 6 that are in right near me, and I'm only at the most an hour from you if you're in Orleans side. But you've got like we have some big producers here, but there's, most of them are so big that some of them don't have their own syrup. They sell out of barrels, which I call cheating. You don't buy a barrel of syrup, reheat it, and then put it in your bottles. That's not your maple syrup.
No,
and
the Paul family doesn't do that. They bottle it. They do it all right there on their farm.
Yeah,
they do every bit of it right there on their farm, and I've got to try some of theirs, and it's.
Well, like I say, next year I'm gonna try to package in smaller bottles that I can gift more.
Lori posted their channel.
Oh, there you go. Look at Lori go. Okay, I'm going to home, subscribe. Notification. Look at that. I did everything I was supposed to.
Rock on.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at their channel after. I just love the whole thing of maple syrup. Like I say, I've done it pretty much my entire life, with probably 15 years that we were in Ottawa, and I was nowhere near a sugar bush, but
Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, they're not that far then from us. The Upper Peninsula in Michigan would be 7 or 8 hours. Yeah, be about 8 hours.
I can't wait for all of this to be done and over, so that I want to take a vacation to Canada.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I don't think you're going to see this. This ain't going to be gone for a while.
No, but I think eventually everything will settle down and they'll open everything back up.
Possibly.
I think there's going to be, I think eventually they'll, there's going to be stipulations. You're going to have this or that. Eventually, it's going to open everything will open back up.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the economy's got to on both sides of the fence. It's killing everybody's economy, and Anyways, we got into that last week. Let's not get into it again this week. It gives me ulcers. But I'll have a look. Definitely, guys. That they seem like they're. So they have music. Do they show maple syrup on their channel as well?
I don't know. I haven't looked at their channel.
Okay.
I listen to more of their music.
Okay.
So I'll find them I have them on Facebook.
Okay.
So a lot of times their music will come up on Facebook, and I'll listen to their music on Facebook and stuff that they're doing. And
yeah.
So I haven't looked at their YouTube channel yet. Guess I'm going to have to now.
Now you have to. You brought it up to all of us.
Brought it up. Now I'm going to have to look at their channel, check them out.
Margie said that her family saw them in concert.
They actually came down. They came down and did a concert here at the church that we were attending with Lori.
Okay.
They come down and did a concert, and I've been hoping to get them back because they were going to bring some of their syrup with them, and I was going to do a maple syrup smoked wings on the smoker.
Mhm.
So, but using their syrup straight off the farm. So,
Or you wait till next spring and you use my syrup.
yes,
I'll send you some.
I will
But
gladly
like I
take.
say, I've literally got 2 bottles left for myself, and that one. That's all I've got left, and that is actually for the giveaway that I'm going to do, or not the giveaway. Yeah, what the hell? The giveaway I'm going to do at 500 subs. So there you go. You never know.
Hey,
You could win at 500 subs, and then I'll send it to you anyways.
that's right. There's always a chance or a possibility.
There's 1 in 500.
M put in the link to their sales.
Oh, cool. Well, at least, but wait and see how much they're going to charge for shipping. Because I know how much it is to send down to the Walkers. So, and they're not that far from you. So they're within an hour of you. And even Brandon and Mike, they're farther than you, and it only cost me $30.
Yeah, they're only Mike and Terry's around. I think they're about 3 hours from us.
Yeah. So I haven't sent Mike and Terry theirs yet. They're on the springtime list.
So they're about 3 hours south of us, roughly. Okay. It all depends on
Night, Craig.
How fast you drive. Night, Craig. So it depends on traffic and how you drive. They say Oklahoma City's 4 hours from here, and I make it in 3. So,
I had a video pop up of a transport driver between Tulsa and Oklahoma City that was road raging a whole bunch of people. He wouldn't let anybody pass him, and it finally took about 10 cruisers to take him out.
That does not surprise me if he's on I-35 or 44.
44. Yeah.
44. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me on 44 at all.
It took 2 state troopers to spike him, and he still went for a good 5 miles after.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, if you're not doing 90, 95 on 44 between Tulsa and Oklahoma City, you're getting passed.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to stay with the flow of traffic, and it's around 90, 95 all the way.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Hey, Tony. How are you? Yeah, I guess, Tony, you saw the same one. I don't know. It was like the 18th of... Yeah, it would have been last week, the 18th of August. And
Yeah,
I don't know. It pushed it. It was a California truck. That's where it was registered to.
Yeah, they must not have been used to Oklahoma driving.
No, he was zigzagging from lane to lane. He wasn't letting anybody by him. It was 100% road rage.
That's
something. I'm not sure, but yeah, no, it was crazy. He was anybody go to try to pass him, and he'd swerve into their lane to try to hit them. And oh yeah, no, there was no accidents here, or, fatigue, or he was out to kill somebody if they would have tried to pass him.
That's when I was on the fire department, we got toned out. And this semi driver, he was like, man, I swear he went to sleep behind the wheel. He said that he went to make his turn and the wheel didn't turn. Like he was turning the wheel, but the wheels didn't turn. And he went through the red light and hit the light pole on the other side of the highway with such force that we found his front wheel a mile down the road.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that I've driven quite a few of those trucks, and empty or loaded, you know, yeah, he was having a good old nap.
Oh yeah. I've driven one semi in my life, actual semi, and I drove it across the state of Kansas and had to stop every so often, take my little dog bone and tighten up the air lines because there was an air leak, and I would like my brakes would lock up on the trailer, so I'd have to stop and tighten everything back up enough in order to get enough air to unlock my brakes so that I could go on down the highway. And
Wow.
I was actually going from the Armory to Walmart to set this trailer up. It was a little gun range, like a pellet gun range used for recruiting. And I was driving it from the Armory down, and I got on the off ramp and my brakes locked up and I couldn't get my brakes to unlock on the trailer. And I got lucky. Like, I don't know what the deal was. Like, I tightened everything up, nothing. The brakes wouldn't unlock. And I hit my hazards, and this trucker come up behind me, and he was waiting, and I'm out there trying to figure out what was going on with this trailer, why my brakes wouldn't unlock. And he gets out, and he's like, "Man, is everything all right?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know what the deal is." I said, "I've been losing air pressure to my brakes. They were locking up." Said I was tightening up this here and it would work, and now it's not. And he ended up pushing me across the street into the Walmart parking lot so that I could get out of the road. He used his semi to push mine up and over.
Yeah. And yes, Margie, personal vehicles, the wheel does lock, but on a big truck, the steering wheel doesn't lock.
No.
Now they might in 2022, but the latest truck I drove was a 2017 was my last big truck that I drove before they put me on disability. And yeah, as long as the truck's moving, you can steer. Now, might take 3 feet and a pry bar to move the wheel, but you can still steer it.
Yep.
But
yeah, that's the thing about and they make big rigs like that for a reason.
Yeah.
So that you can move them.
That's it.
They're a lot harder to stop than a car is.
Oh yeah.
So
especially with 40 ton in the back.
It's funny. I've got the same truck as a friend of mine, the same pickup as a friend of mine. And he bought his and had a torque chip put in.
Okay.
And it's a 3/4 ton with a torque chip. And he was going by, and a friend of his was in a feed truck, and was going up the hill. Well, all of his fuel shifted and ran out of fuel because he was trying to get up and over the hill so that he could get to the fuel, to get fuel.
Yeah.
And there was a guy with a 1-ton dually. They waved him down. He pulled over and he's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Man, you want to hook up this truck so we can get him over this hill?" He's like, "Dude, you got that 1-ton dually. Can't you get him over?" And he's like, "Man, I'm about to burn my clutch up." So my buddy hooked up his truck, pulled him up and over the hill. My buddy thought he was empty. Found out he still had like 40,000 pounds of feed loaded on that truck.
Jeez.
So he calls the dealership and he was like, calls his mechanic friend at the dealership and was like, "Hey, am I going to mess my 4-wheel drive up or anything on this truck? You know, this is what just happened." And he said, "With that chip," he says, "if the tires will roll, you can pull it without messing up your truck."
Wow.
So the crazy thing is that I had bought my truck and he still had, because it's weird because I have a Chevy, he has a GMC. And almost every part on those trucks will swap. Except for the torque chips. They're different.
Okay.
Well, when he first ordered it, they sent him a Chevy one instead of a GMC one. Well, they couldn't put that in his truck. So now he's sitting on a Chevy because it was their fault. They ordered the right one, got the right one in. So now he has a Chevy torque chip that he can't do anything with.
Yeah.
So we stuck it in my truck. So now I've got a 3/4 ton truck that'll pull what a semi will pull.
And burn as much fuel as a semi too, I bet.
Oh, I haven't pulled anything super massive with my truck yet. I mean, he has.
Okay.
And I mean, he's pulled, like I said, he pulled that truck and he said fuel mileage dropped. Like it just plummeted.
Oh.
Down to like, I think he said 8 miles to the gallon. Just going up and over the hill.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was bad.
Hey, Suzanne, nice to see you made it. How are you?
From Ontario.
Yeah, she's even farther south than I am.
My sister is, her dad was from an Indian tribe, I think around British Columbia.
Okay.
So
I can't even rhyme off there is so many different native tribes out that end. Primarily the ones around here are Algonquin. Yeah, that's pretty much the closest tribe to us is Algonquin. And yeah, I'm not sure. There's a couple of them, but like I said, the majority is Algonquin. Oh my goodness, it must be 4:00 because there's so many of us that drop our videos at 4. My entire thing is just full of videos. And
so it is the same. It is the same part numbers, just different engines in the Chevy and GMC. So they don't. You can. That's, yeah. For some reason, they couldn't use the chip they sent him. They couldn't use on his motor, but they could use it on mine.
Okay.
So they had to get one that would work on his engine. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, pretty much everything's interchangeable. He was like, "If you ever see something missing, don't come to my truck. I didn't take it."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to eventually. I've got
Take
to
care,
pop the
Heather.
bed off.
Okay.
I got to pop the bed off of my truck because I have a hideaway hitch that I'm gonna put on it. And it's cheaper for me to do it than to take it to a shop, because the closest shop that can do it for me is going to charge me $400 to put that hideaway hitch in.
Wow. Really?
Yep. When all I got to do is pop the bolts out, raise my bed up a little bit, and slide it in and bolt it in. Cut the hole.
Isn't there, like, if I'm not mistaken, isn't there like 4 bolts?
That holds the bed on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want $400 for that.
Yep. To cut a hole in the bed, pop those 4 bolts, raise the bed up, and they only raise the bed up about 6 inches. Slide this in, bolt it all in place, set the bed back down, bolt it back down, and you're pretty well done.
Wow. That seems like that sounds like highway robbery to me.
Yeah, that's why we're eventually just going to do it ourselves. I've just got to find a way to raise the bed up. That's the only issue that we're having right now, is that my shop is full and I can't back my truck into the shop in order to throw ratchet straps over the rafters in order to jack the bed up high enough to put that in place.
Brutal Bob said different size engines have different chips, correct?
That is correct. But everything, like literally, I gave them his VIN number and said, this is what I want.
Wow.
And they got me the exact, everything was identical other than the fact that mine has Chevy emblems, his has GMC emblems.
That's crazy.
But yeah, his chip wouldn't work. The chip they sent the wrong chip is what they did. And it didn't work in his truck, but it worked in mine. So I don't know. I don't know what the difference in them was. All I know is I said, here's the truck. Get it done.
Wow. That's crazy.
Trying to think, Bob. I think it's a 6.0 V8 is what's in mine.
Where are you venturing off to, Charles? Don't tell me you and Brutal Bob are planning a meetup. That's going to be that could get eventful.
Our cabin in the woods. That Ford has it. I mean, I've had Ford, I've had Chevy, I've had Dodge.
Again,
They
it's
all have their pros and they all have their cons.
Whichever one you have better luck with is the one that you're going to stick with.
Well,
I've touched wood. I've had amazing. I've had, again, no issues with Dodge. So, I can't go wrong. I had one little hiccup with my 2017 that I have now. And that was something to do that they changed the computer and it worked. So it was a defect in the computer, and that was 3 years ago. So, but other than that, but I also do all my oil changes and services, and with today's motors, you have to,
So
because with the aluminum engines.
My first vehicle was a 77 Chevy pickup.
Mm.
And I was coming back from drill and threw the fan through the radiator. It looked like somebody went in there with a hacksaw and cut off the fan. Like, it was that clean of a cut.
Wow.
That clean of a break. And the only reason I knew somebody didn't actually cut it, is because it was where it snapped off was back in. So it was actually, so here's how it bolts onto the motor, and it was on the inside of that. So I knew there was no way anybody could cut it.
No.
And so the day I made my final payment, I blew the engine in the truck.
Yeah. That's not good.
So that was the bad luck with that one.
Absolutely. Like Tony said, he's had three Fords, one at 400,000, one at 365, one at 237, and a Chevy Blazer with 365.
Yeah, it's all in how you take care of them.
Absolutely. And the issue that people don't realize now is you have to change your motor oil regularly, because with the new motors, to get them so light, so thin, there's little, just like inside of us, there's little wee nerves that run through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have little wee nerves through to get oil that cools down the motor so it doesn't melt. And as soon as you start getting sludge in there, you're clogging all these holes, and you're going to blow your motor.
Yep.
And I had a buddy that happened to. His truck was 4 or 5 years old. He didn't do the oil changes. He didn't do the services. Well, guess what? Clunk.
Mine has a tattletale light. My truck has a tattletale light. It says change oil. It tells me.
I always, even if mine gets to 50%, I still change it.
And with my particular truck, because it's a work model truck.
Yeah.
They tell me, they're like, they say change it every 3,000 miles, but with this particular truck, as soon as the light goes off, you need to start getting it changed.
Okay.
They said wait for the truck to tell you, because it'll tell you and plus with the oils that they're using now, with that synthetic, you can actually go longer than recommended.
Okay.
Because it's a little thinner, so it doesn't sludge like the old motor oils used to. So you can actually get a little bit more out of them. So they're like, as long as you change it, once that light comes on, within a day or two, few days, after that light comes on, you're still good to go. So I'm getting about 7,000 miles out of mine before I have to change the oil in it.
Wow. That's
like, I had a Dodge Ram, a 1980 Dodge Ram, and the fuel pump went out on it.
Yeah.
Literally about every 3 to 6 months, I was putting a new fuel pump on that thing.
Yep. That was the defect with the early 80s.
And
then they fixed that, and then it went to the rear ends. You were blowing rear ends left after right, and then they got away from the Hemi motors, and then yeah. then it went downhill. Then you couldn't afford to put gas in them. They were good trucks, but it cost you a fortune to go for a drive. And
I always tell people that I like Dodge for their diesels. Dodge diesel trucks, by far, like if you're looking for, a daily driver, Dodge's diesels are top of the line.
yes,
You cannot go wrong with a Dodge diesel.
I've got a gas, and I got to say I'm getting half decent. I've only got 80,000 kilometers, so that's 40,000 miles.
40, yeah.
So, I'm still, it's not even broke in yet.
Oh, no.
But, the problem with these trucks is if something goes in the motor, they're throwaway trucks now.
Right.
And they're just far too expensive to be throwaway trucks. Whenever you're paying, 50 to 90,000 for a pickup truck, I don't know what they are down there, but here you're anywhere from a lower end truck, you're paying 40 up to say 90. So, let's see here. What did Bob have to say? The crank
rides on a wedge of oil. Clearances are so tight now. That's true.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take much to cause a problem.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah. I run 520 in all my vehicles. And synthetic.
I run whatever it tells me to run.
Well, synthetic is just so expensive up here. For like 5 liters, so a little over a gallon, I'm paying almost $90, and that's $90 Canadian. So,
wow.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. Now, once the motor gets, to be about 200 or 300,000 kilometers, then I will consider flipping over to synthetic. I probably should do it now and, hope for the best, but it is what it is. But anyways, I should get off here, and my son just texted me. They have all the trucks unloaded, and he's just waiting for the commander to say,
adios.
Have a good weekend. So,
yeah,
hopefully,
I just got a message saying storms are in our area, and I've got to help Jacob with his algebra homework.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Or not.
Well, I loved math.
So, I love math.
Until he brought home math. Because this new Common Core math stuff is for the chickens.
Oh. Like I got so angry with our math system up here. I don't know if it's the same down there, but because the kids were having issues with math, they dumbed it down instead of working harder in class to get the kids up to where they should be. 2 + 2 didn't equal 4 anymore. It was around 5.
Yep.
What? Like, that just blows me away.
That's the way it is here.
Like, don't dumb it
literally.
down. Like, in essence, what they're doing is dumbing down society. And it's like, no, that's not where, we can't be relying. And whenever I get into high tech,
I told Jacob one day, I was like, I worked out a problem and got the right answer. And he's like, yeah, but I can't do it that way. I have to do it this way.
Yeah. They have to show their work. And
I told him, I said, look, I said, you're taking, because this was when he was in Epic.
Okay.
I told him, I said, look, I don't care how you get the answer.
Yeah.
As long as you get the correct answer and you're not cheating.
Yes. And that's why they're making them do the long form, because everybody's got a calculator. Everybody that has a cell phone has a calculator now.
I said, as long as you get the right answer, I don't care how you get it.
Yeah.
As long as you're not cheating.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the point to where they've got it so blown out of proportion that I'm like, I don't care if you cheat to get the answer, just pass the class.
Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous. I don't understand math anymore.
No.
Like, I can't work the problems the way they're telling them to work them and get the right answer.
Well,
I get it wrong every single time.
I'm sorry. My daughter that works in the school system goes and shakes her head. Like, she grew up in this era of dumbing down the math, and they don't have to learn spelling anymore at school. And I asked a couple of my teacher friends, I'm like, what the heck is this? And they're like, because everybody's got spell check now. They don't have to learn how to spell. And I'm like, that's disgusting.
Well, and that's like, I've seen memes going around that says, you want to cripple an entire generation, make all the vehicles stick shifts, and start writing in cursive again. You'll cripple an entire generation.
Mackenzie was telling me at the end of the last year, I believe it's this year, they're starting to teach grade 4 and up or 5 and up. I don't know. Kenzie, if you're on, speak up in case I'm misspeaking. But they're starting to teach cursive again. And it's about freaking time.
They're not teaching it here.
Oh, well, they're just starting to bring it back into the system this year here. And, like we had a teacher get angry because we said no to calculators. And we were forced to buy calculators. Disgusting. Like, what the hell are you teaching a kid? So what? They'll punch numbers. They're not learning anything. So there are
some forms of math that you need a calculator for.
Algebra, yes. I'll give you that.
Algebra.
Yeah.
But for 2 + 2, 2 × 4.
All your times tables, multiplication, subtract. Absolutely not. And that's the problem with today. You go to buy something and you have a kid on the cash and it's, you should be getting 39 cents back. And they're like, and it's like, oh my God. Like,
that was my hardest part of math right there was counting back change.
Okay.
Like, I struggled really hard with that for a lot of years.
Yep.
And if it was 536.
Yep.
And you gave me a 10.
Yep.
I could do that. But it was when you gave me a 10 and 36 cents. Or 10 and a penny.
Yep.
Yep. Then I was off because I was like, wait a minute, you just gave me a penny and a 10. And I would get so confused at trying to figure out how to.
They didn't want a whole bunch of pennies. They just wanted a nickel.
They wanted a nickel. I could not for the life of me figure that out.
Yep.
Like, it took years. And I still struggle with that sometimes, when I'm looking at it and I'm like, I have to, take a step back. I have to think about it. Okay, they gave me a penny. So they're not wanting a bunch of pennies back. I have to sit back and think about it for a minute.
See, we don't have pennies anymore. We haven't had pennies in 5 years. Everything's rounded now.
It would make more sense.
Well, they saved, I forget how many millions of dollars the Canadian government saved eliminating pennies and making our ones loonies and our twos toonies into coins instead of paper. They saved so much money because they don't have to, obviously paper rips and whatever else, especially your funny money. At least all our money now is plastic. Debbie and I this last week, just making sure, what we've already saved in American funds and whatever else for our trip. Try to count your money, man. You can't. Like even our fresh plastic money is better than, and it's some of the larger bills that I got for down there are your newer ones. Well, they're the worst.
They are. They're terrible.
Like they stick together. Debbie and I counted it 4 different times each, and we all got different numbers because they were all sticking together, all the brand new bills. And it's like, but yeah.
A little bit of water.
I tried even licking my fingers and it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh man.
It's horrible.
But Lori, don't worry. See, we just got you hooked for tomorrow. That's all. Tomorrow will be a shorter rambling Friday. That's all.
Brutal says, "Call me, Scott."
Oh yeah. I'm going to it'll either be this evening or tomorrow morning, Bob, depending on what time Kyle gets here and if we're going to do something. But if I'm not doing anything, I'll definitely give you a shout. Or did she give me your cell phone? Because if I don't give you a shout, I can always text you. And yeah, Tony, if you're around, well, I don't know. There's nothing easy to count the U.S. money. Oh my goodness.
Right.
And it's obviously got to be the paper they're using.
Yeah, if they're crisp, they stick.
So Bob, is that the number your wife gave me? Was that your cell phone?
He said yes. He said yes, myself.
Oh, because I said I would call him, and then I just want to make sure that was his cell number that his wife gave me the email to. And yeah, I can at least give you a text. I will promise you that.
All righty, guys.
All right. Yes, everybody have a joyous Thursday afternoon. We've procrastinated long enough.
3 hours worth. It's all right.
And one of them dang autocorrect. I think autocorrect got him again.
It'll kill you every time.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll text it, and if I hear somebody pick up, then I'll know.
Right.
But Chris, run my channel.
I will run your channel as soon as I get out of this live. I'll get it turned on.
What about me, Lori? It's okay. You can run Lori's. I'm doing really good for watch hours.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Yes, we'll see you all tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern or 12:30 Central.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.